Hello there. Welcome to video 147 from Sumit Academy. I do hope that you have subscribed to my channel. Do subscribe now so that you do not miss out on my previous or future videos. And do remember to like and share this video too. To make your task a little easier, here is a complete list of all the 147 videos on my YouTube channel. The list is divided into the playlists under which they are available. Do have a look. In this video, we shall have a look at paper 2 of the Civil Services Prelims and discuss a strategy for reading comprehension. Do have a look at my earlier video on comprehension, which is available in the IAS playlist on my YouTube channel. Now, this paper was introduced in 2011 and replaced the optional subjects in the preliminary examination. This was because candidates used to mug up answers for their optional subjects by using notes from the coaching institutes and other resources. Now, first attempt candidates have equal chances of cracking this exam than the people who have given 3 or 4 earlier attempts and have experienced the type of questions asked. This is because it is all about aptitude and logical, rational, analytical, and ethical thought process that is tested in this paper. You can't mug up that part. You have to come up with answers on the spot. The reading comprehension section of GS paper 2, also known as CSAT, is considered as one of the easiest but time-taking segment of the UPSC Civil Services Preliminary Examination. If practiced well, this section can become one of the high scoring segments for candidates, even though it is a qualifying paper with minimum qualifying marks. This paper tests the candidate on cases of problem solving skills, interpersonal skills, decision making, logical reasoning, and analytical abilities, reading comprehension, to name a few. Reading comprehension is accorded the most weightage in this paper compared to all other areas, with questions ranging from 25 to 30 each year. To solve these reading comprehension problems successfully, I suggest that you read the Hindu and other newspapers daily and give special attention to the editorials. Apart from that, you must also read the NCERT books because most of the passages are from these books, and of course, the Hindu newspaper. Paper 2 usually has about 6 to 9 passages, and each passage is followed by a few questions. You should attempt those passages first, which have the maximum number of questions. And why? This is because each comprehension you solve will complete approximately 8% of your paper. Remember these useful steps to crack reading comprehension. The first reading is the most important and preferably has to be the only reading. Hence, it is extremely crucial to take it slow by reading every line, processing every word, and marking the important points. Try noting down the assumptions and premises of the passage in the last page of your answer book, which is usually reserved for rough work. This will help quickly eliminate the redundant options and prevent you from reading the passage repeatedly, thus saving precious time. It is important to try and understand while reading what the author or the passage is implying, the central theme of the passage, and the inferences that can be drawn. Now read the questions with their options. Go to the relevant section of the passage and mark the answer which you think is correct. You should complete all the questions of one passage in one go. Remember to use the elimination method, eliminating each option that you feel is least likely to be correct. Next is time management. This paper contains 80 questions. So, we will try to attempt 44 questions in the first hour. In the next 40 minutes, we will jump to the decision-making section and other sections. Now, why decision-making section first? Let us see. Decision-making section will consist of approximately 6 to 8 questions. There is no negative marking in this section. Here, 2 options out of 4 will be correct. So, after an hour, when you have completed around 40 plus questions, jump to the decision-making questions and finish those within the next 15 minutes. Learn to understand the structure of the paragraphs. Most often, the paragraphs used in reading comprehension passages are taken from articles written by good writers. Now, these writers generally have a well-defined structure of constructing a paragraph. Their paragraph will mostly have a proper beginning, middle part, and an end section. Knowing the functions of the respective parts can help you understand what the passage is trying to convey. For example, The first sentence will most probably be constructed in such a way that it gives the reader the main idea of what is to come in the passage. Now, this is known as the topic sentence of the passage. Do see my video on a quick guide to essay writing for more important information on this aspect. It is important to choose the easy passages first. How do I know if a passage is easy? Well, if the topic of the passage is something you are familiar with, or if the questions are direct, then solve such passages first. Avoid long passages with few questions. This will save a lot of time and you can concentrate on smaller passages with more questions. However, you must remember that it is more likely that the long passages with few questions would be easier and may contain direct questions. In the end, you will have to choose your strategy carefully, keeping in mind all the factors. But if you have an option, go for the passage with more questions. Focus on comprehension, on understanding a passage instead of reading speed. While reading speed is a key factor in saving time, it is not the most important criteria. One can read a passage very fast without really understanding what it is all about. You need to make sure that you pay more attention to reading comprehension instead of reading speed. If you just read fast and do not comprehend, do not understand properly, you may have to revert to the passage again and again. That is, you may have to read the passage again and again, thus wasting time. Well, now you have exhausted 1 hour and 15 minutes and have solved about 50% of the questions. You now have 30 questions and 45 minutes. Use 35 to 40 minutes to solve the remaining sections. In the next 5 to 10 minutes, you will attempt those questions which you didn't understand in the first go. Do not assume anything on your own. Whatever is written in the passage, which is the relevant material as far as the answers are concerned. Do not try to fill the gaps with your general knowledge. What you see is what you get, and your answers should only reflect what is actually there in the passage. Let us now have a detailed look at what a comprehension passage is all about. The definition of comprehension refers to your ability to understand a given passage and answer the questions that follow. Comprehension reading skills are mainly used to test the reading and understanding capability of the candidates and to check their logical ability. You are likely to find a passage that you have never read previously. A large number of candidates are under the mistaken impression that it is possible to understand the key idea of the paragraph by just reading the first and the last sentences. That is not correct. Another misconception is that reading the questions first will help to understand the paragraph better. Oh no, you're only going to confuse yourself. Both are not true and may lead you to give incorrect responses as the questions are sometimes indirect in nature. The order of the questions is not always in accordance with the progression of the paragraph. But the right answer is always based on the information given within the passage. First of all, read the passage carefully. Then have a look at the questions and, if possible, read the passage again slowly and underline with a pencil the lines you think answer some question or the other. You will certainly come across some words or phrases which you are unfamiliar with and do not know the meaning of. Try to understand some certain unfamiliar words by reading the line thoroughly, by trying to understand the context. Sometimes difficult words become easier. You start to understand them if you know the context they are being used in. The theme of the line will make you understand the meaning of these words. Do not assume any prior or earlier knowledge or try to form your own opinion. The purpose of the comprehension passage is quite clear: to read and understand the passage and then answer the questions which are based only on the paragraph. You are not required to guess or imagine any situation not given in the paragraph, not to complete the story, even if it is left unfinished. Do not assume anything based on your personal belief. Look back at the paragraph when in doubt. Read the questions and all the alternatives provided and choose the most appropriate ones based only on the facts given in the passage. I am repeatedly saying that only whatever is given in the passage. Comprehension passages test your ability to concentrate, understand, and respond to questions based only on the passage. A passage may focus on one point for quite some sentences and then change it towards the end with trigger words, with words that change the meaning, like but or however. This is done to confuse candidates who just read through the passage quickly or rush through it in haste. So, divide your time between all the questions and spend some time in understanding and responding to the questions in the passage. Some passages are deliberately boring, so you need to concentrate while reading the passage. Do ensure that some basic questions are always there at the back of your mind. What is the author's main point? Why is the author writing this? How has the author chosen to convey his main point? Do not get hassled or irritated by the passage. Most of the candidates are so used to an easy level of reading that they easily get flustered when they see passages that have a harder vocabulary and meaning. But practice is called for at home much before the exam date. With proper practice and hard work, one can easily conquer comprehension questions and they can be used to gain marks easily. Craft your answers clearly with perfection. Never move out from the original question. Answer it precisely. Practice with at least 15 to 20 passages at home. You can get hundreds of passages from the internet. Download a few easy ones and some you can hardly understand. That means both the easy and the difficult ones. And then try to answer the questions based on them. That is how you will improve your comprehension skills. It cannot be imparted to you. You have to develop your own skills. This also gives an idea on your performance and gives you an insight on how to overcome exam fever. and how well you perform under pressure during an examination. And the time to start preparing for it is now, much before the examination is due. Through proper practice and hard work, try to overcome your fears and turn them into your strengths. This will help you to face questions more confidently and effectively. Well, that's all from me in this video. This video is based on the information freely available on the internet. No originality is claimed for the same. The intention of this video is only to prepare candidates for answering examination questions on the subject and not for any financial gain. Do like and share this video and do subscribe to my channel now so that you do not miss out on my previous or future videos. Till later then, cheerio.